and not just points to be aware of in terms of who we are, but actually raises our spirits. And as Didi also mentioned, we experience it. We experience it when we come to Baba, but we seem to be playing this game of having self-respect and then forgetting that and losing it. So in that process, our connection with Baba also seems to kind of slacken a little bit. So I like the way Didi explained this evening, in fact, what it is that gives us that self-respect, and that what we have to do is to keep maintaining the awareness of the vision that Baba has and the experience that we've had with him. But I wanted to take up from this Murli, which I really found very powerful, because it's something that I've been thinking about myself. And I have to say, I lose my self-respect. And then I kind of think, what happened? I have faith, I have love. Then what is it that I'm not doing that makes me lose that self-respect? And I liked what Baba said here, that Baba said that one of the reasons why I have to slow down, I was told from the beginning that I speak too fast, and the translators find it difficult. So apologies. So I'm trying to slow down so that you can all translate. So I'll pause here. So what I wanted to ask about specifically now was that Baba mentioned that one of the things that enables us to have have self-respect is that we renounce body consciousness, Didi. And it sounds kind of, yes, I understand I'm a soul, and that's it. I've renounced body consciousness because I've come into Gyan. I follow the Maryadas and the principles. So can you clarify a little bit more what exactly is the body? Not just saying, okay, I know I'm a soul and that's it. What exactly is it?
Yeah, when we are on this spiritual journey, I find that body consciousness appears in many different ways. Okay, we have renounced five vices, right? But the traces of those five vices are still there. So there might not be attachment with logics or with material things, but maybe with one's own ideas, one's own personality, one's own intellect, some kind of. And then also when it comes to desires, even if I say I don't have desires, but very subtly certain desires emerge. So I'm just giving example that body consciousness of each vice, if you have connect with each vice, that let's say desire, and then it's not anger as anger, but getting impatient or being little bit forceful. So that becomes body conscious. So if I look at each vice and see what traces are there, and that is kind of body consciousness. What practice I had been doing recently, that one is of course to think I am soul, but there are two beautiful songs recently have come in which this sister is saying, I am loveful, I am peaceful, like she's singing. So I play both every morning and during day. One thing I have to do, if I have to continue spiritually, physically, not allow my energy to be low. That means whenever I find that because of body or atmosphere or certain situation, I'm getting little, I immediately start practicing soul consciousness a lot. And today when I was doing it internally, like I am smiling. So I said, if I am soul conscious, I will be smiling. When there is body consciousness, our smile disappears. And we become like different personality. So I would say that everyone check on their own self and see that in what form body consciousness appears. And once you notice that, I do mean not really that it is coming from attachment or greed, but I knew that it's coming from some sanskars which are still there. And immediately I just start practicing more so that it doesn't really get into my attitude or drishti and actions, because everything appears in awareness, right? And then attitude gradually. Now I have supposed to look at everyone with a lot of love. What am I holding that I can't see that person with love? It's body consciousness.
Can you describe to us what you just said about how you go into soul consciousness when you need to? So can you describe, and in that description, can you take us into that experience? So it's not a meditation commentary, but it's tell us what's going on inside you and what you feel in that soul consciousness.
I know that few, whenever like somebody called what you had been practicing, I say soul conscious. Oh, you're still doing that? There was people think, oh, for after 60 years you are still, but actually that is the first lesson and that's the last lesson. So what I do, I actually use the thoughts. Don't just say for granted I am soul, but I just go into I am point of light, I am loveful, and like I take few thoughts for myself, and it really helps me, kind of, and then I do it as many times. So now I do it more often, practice of soul consciousness, because I find that it's not just me. There are different effort makers, there are different scenes of drama, so much happens. So I need to practice it. So I take, there was a time like last month or so, I just took a point of light, like I just become, I am point of light. And it's so powerful because I found that when I am point of light, it's like all my energy, all my powers start emerging in that point. Not only that, but when I am point, then and all other things disappear. That means there are no other thoughts. I take sometimes I am just a peaceful soul or a loveful soul, just one thought. And I sit like Amrit Vela for, or if I feel that I need to cultivate any particular quality, so I take that thought in the morning, just one thought. And I stay in that thought for about half an hour, 40 minutes, just to experience totally that. So I think this could be one of the ways which I have been doing.
I like what you're saying, and I want to go back to that aspect that we're all on a journey, and clearly you are also on a journey. The problem with us is that we want to be at the destination without walking the journey sometimes. And so in the process of building self-respect, we keep losing self-respect because we are losing it again and again. So can you kind of help us to not, when we fail or when we're not doing it or able to sense it, what is it that we should do so that we don't lose self-respect while trying to build self-respect, if you know what I mean?
So what happens that we get little bit caught up into even my one's own sanskars. And as quickly you can, I say, realize and change, as quickly as do it. So even if you're losing for a minute, but you regain quickly. But don't let it go for hours and days. Who was telling me even yesterday, uh, some find it difficult. But I feel again it's the effort, attention more consistent. And why I like this Avyakti Parivar homework also, because you can't do same thing, so there is something different. Some reflections are needed and some concentration is needed, and so you have to keep using different methods, I think, so that it is more consistent. Right. And I think all of you must be noticing that you are losing less now than before, right? That means we are more consistent.
It's true. It's less than before, but sometimes there are intense emotions or feelings or perhaps sadness that come up. Sometimes they come up for a reason, and sometimes we don't even know where they come from. They come from nowhere. There's no reason, no rhyme, and yet a deep sense of sorrow comes up. So what do you do at that time? You're building self-respect, and yet this sense of sorrow has come up from nowhere, and sometimes for a reason.
Yeah, I don't think we can take any reason to be in sorrow. You know, for me, deeply one day, I just said, but if I am a good person, I think good, I talk good, why there has to be sorrow? You know, so feeling bad, feeling sorrow, you know, when I look, honestly, when I look at a face not cheerful, how can a God's child be like that? You know, just for me, as soon as I think I am soul, I know my smile just becomes bigger within same moment. So I think that somewhere you have to stop it in the sense of, okay, see the maybe a situation is there which is causing sorrow. You have to see that situation from where you are learning something. You know, in my life, I could tell you every step I have a lesson I learned. I don't take it as sorrow or something is given. You know, like Baba says, somebody is even giving you sorrow, you change it and make it as happiness. You know, so that's possible. And I feel that sometimes I'm surrounded. Some people are very light. They laugh. Some are always like robots, you know, robots moving around you. But I say, well, how will they get happy if I lose happiness? You know, I have to continue. You will always get some tests, some challenges to maintain what you want to maintain. If we see them as challenges and tests, then you become stronger and say, I will pass with honor. Let's see who wins, one who is not smiling or one who is smiling.
So the question that comes to my mind when you say this, and I've always appreciated that about you, you do speak with a lot of self-respect, and you feel that there's a sense of something that you already had about yourself, and that some of us probably have to work towards that. But what is it? Is there something fundamentally? Is it to do with faith? Is it to do with trust? Because that's something you talk about a lot, which I take a lot of inspiration from, how to trust yourself, even when something is going wrong, to trust that that's going to be still okay.
You know, I think first is each one of us should feel that God loves us. And each one of us, Baba always says, is very valuable. And each one has a very important part to play. Each one. It's not question of bigger part or smaller part. Whichever part everyone has is very important.
I have to stop you here for a moment, because I feel that it's true that Baba does have that, but there are also times when Baba will say, well, if you do this, then you will get that. If you do this, then you will get that. And so we sometimes make our love for God conditional. And in our minds, we make God's love conditional for us. What's going on inside my head at that time, in our heads, when we're thinking like that?
I don't know. I always think that whatever it is, just remind yourself that Baba loves me. Baba loves me. And, you know, once someone made a mistake, no, mistakes do happen. So this person is said, and is, let's sit together in Baba's room and see what Baba tells you about my mistake. So we went in Baba's room. I'm looking at Baba and he's smiling. So I told her, Baba was smiling. Said, I made mistake, Baba is smiling. Smiling so that child don't make mistake in future. He's not looking at your mistake, but he wants you not to make mistake. That's why he's smiling. Because smile will encourage a person, right? Baba will always smile whatever you do. Baba's love never reduces. I can tell you with Brahma Baba, but even our dadis, Dadi Janki, or they give you more love. One time one person did something little bit serious mistake, and Dadi Prakash Bani called me and said, I am giving extra love to this person because if that person goes far away in relationship, it's not good for his life. Or if he feels guilty, is not good. So I'm giving a lot of love. I learned that lesson from there. And I myself experimented that there is one person, he did something and came to see me. And so I gave Drishti totally normally. So when he went outside, other brother said, she knows about your mistake. Really? She knows about it. So I realized that how in my attitude, because I didn't keep that mistake, that became like a source of power. So when he knew, he had tears. He said, really, she knew, but it didn't feel like. So how we keep ourselves for myself and others, nothing in our attitude. It happened, Baba forgives. Let me, one thing I don't have in my life is regrets. I always say, this is good, this is how it is, and but no regrets for anything, never. A lot of people ask me, 60 years wearing same clothes, doing same thing. Anytime you thought, I said never, because I'm so proud of.
So what does that take? Never to have regrets. What does it take from you?
Regretting, suffering, sorrow. Something is sitting inside that has to be taken out. I don't know when I see people not smiling. Maybe they, in Brahmin life, they had difficult situations, or they somewhere they, a lot of suppression is there. That has to be removed, right? So either God can remove or you can remove. I always say that Baba can remove this, go to Baba. Or you make effort and see why I'm not able to blossom. I always tell everyone we get good food, we have clean air, we have good space. We should be so bright, right? So healthy.
So this last bit that you're saying, it seems like it's to do with really maintaining a mindset and an attitude of positivity, trust, and an outcome that is going to be good for you and for everyone else.
Yeah. Some people feel like every moment, my heart is full of gratitude. Every moment, honestly.
Right.
I said it's just because of Baba. What I am able to do, what is happening around us, even looking at any peaceful age or anything, I said it's God, it's Baba. I feel it's Baba is making things happen. So at least we should be happy and say, Baba, we will cooperate, right? So I sometimes don't understand not feeling proud of your fortune and life and treasure. I think people have to work on themselves for that, definitely.
This Murli, I could take up every day. You could take a different aspect of it. So I had something else. So one last question from the Murli, but I do want to ask you something else that's not related to this Murli, okay? But so what's the difference between regard and respect? Because Baba spoke about this. I'm not sure what it was in Hindi actually, but in English, Baba spoke these two words specifically for those who have self-respect would maintain regard for the respect they have received and also maintain respect for themselves.
Regard for the respect, no?
So the difference between
Yeah,
regard and respect.
it's like, you know, valuing it and seeing the value of respect. So regard for the respect. This is how I see it.
Okay.
So when I have regard for respect, then I will know that respect is important. So I respect others also.
Okay.
It's like regard for any value. So same is regard for respect.
Okay, thank you. But I want to ask you something that's not related to this, Murli, because as I say, I made a list of questions, before I came, and haven't really had the chance for that. But if I feel I'm remembering Baba, and yet I feel inadequate or lack of self-respect, what is missing in my remembrance? Everybody feels that they're remembering Baba. Everybody feels they remember Baba every day. But if they're still not, I'm not building my self-respect, or I am not changing, or the sanskars are still showing their ugly head, what's missing in my remembrance? Clearly something is missing.
See, something I need to forget, which I am not doing it. No, Didi Mohini used to ask us, to disconnect is easy or connect is easy. That means there are certain things I need to renounce. There are certain relationships I need to change my relationship with them. So that means something I am not doing right. So even if I'm remembering, you won't feel power in that. One time Dadi Janki told us in RC meeting that Simriti, if there is anything blocking there, that means I remember you did like this to me, this happened to me. Something is still in leftovers in Simriti. Your Simriti will not bring power. And I remember that so much. I don't allow things to come in my memory, in the Simriti. Because if Simriti, they generally call it memory track, or if track is blocked, how can you get power? So what we're doing, we're not cleaning enough. We're not renouncing enough. What comes, let me just be out of it. So you keep remembering, have yoga, but you're not getting enough power, right? Or you don't feel lighter, you don't feel more trust.
Right.
Yeah. So I think that some things have to be cleansed, something have to be removed. Certain things we need to disconnect with, but we want everything normal. We don't want to make changes, but we want our yoga to be powerful. That's not possible.
Interesting.
At least for me, I immediately notice what is I need to disconnect with, or I make changes immediately.
So there's two things that have to happen at the same time, that there is the remembrance, but there's letting go and moving on all the time of something that's happened or something that's bothering me or whatever, if I'm to take power from that remembrance.
Mama used to tell us that rail, has two rail, like drama and Baba. Every minute, drama and Baba. If you are not able to apply full stop and drama, your remembrance will not be good. So that means it happened, it's all right, just we let it go, let go, but also for future also, just have this habit of not holding anything. I always say sometimes that BKs have left everything, but a lot of inner baggage is still there. And unless we let go of that baggage, and remember only good things happen in your life. One time Jagdish Bhai, myself, we were in California. So it's so interesting. They ask us, what was your most difficult, situation? So Jagdish Bhai, and I said, I don't remember. I don't remember, because whenever there's something, I make it in such a way that I don't remember it was difficult. I delete it same time. I'm not taking it, because I know once it goes in, then it will come, then I will add it. A lot of work, So I just say, not take it. That's it. No. So I couldn't tell any difficulty. I couldn't remember. Even now, if you ask me, I had this surgery, this, what was, I said it was so beautiful, so nice. Everything was comfortable. People took care of me. Doctors loved me. I could talk to them. And I have created a habit to always take something from the situation, which is when I think of that, I feel happy. Even externally, it could be something difficult. So I think each one of us, like rose flower, from where rose gets color, fragrance, from where?
Yeah, they are.
No, but when they grow, so I always remember that if rose flower can just have color, beauty, and fragrance. Why can't I do that? And I love that, you know. So I really am telling every one of you, don't remember anything which was not right. It was drama. Many times you don't want things certain way. They just happen. So what I have to do is drama. Yesterday someone said about planning. Should we plan? I said plan and then observe drama. Don't ever say, oh, I planned this way, didn't happen. I planned. But the real plan appeared and drama is playing. No? So don't hold anything. Everything is accurate, perfect. It will repeat again. And when it will repeat, I will still smile. Be happy, right?
Thank you. I think that's very, very helpful and very beneficial. I have some other questions, but they're not related to our topic. So I think we'll have that another time. I'll have to come back for those.
Anyway, we are very happy to have Sister Manda spend few days with us, and yeah, you are welcome whenever.
It was great to be here in Peace Village. Sorry? 2 or 3 questions, but they're completely different and they're different track.
Yeah, we can do it some other time.
Yeah.
We wanted Manda, but because of time difference in London, it never happened. And according to drama, it happened today.
Yeah.
Everything is so beneficial. Everything.
Definitely.
So we say to others, right? When others tell us, we give good points, right? But we don't tell ourselves.
Yeah,
Apply same points to yourself. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you
very much. Thank you, Bhumi Ben.